thrilled once again to partner with Hosparus Health for this special holiday show to put the spotlight on the great work that they do right here in the community. I'm joined by Dave Cook, the CEO of Hosparus. And Dave, we're excited to spotlight you all. And for people that may or may not be familiar with the work that you do, let's talk about the mission of Hosparus.
Yeah, so we're excited to be in our 45th year with Hosparus. We started in 1978, and people came together in the community and said, there's got to be a better way to help people who are struggling and facing serious illness. And we created hospice services in our region. And through the years, we've learned that there's opportunities to expand that. And so we're really focused on taking that mission that we believe in, that's focused on putting the person first. What's most important to you, listening to what your concerns are, taking a holistic approach, knowing that physical care is more than just symptoms. It's really looking at the holistic approach. What matters to you from a spiritual standpoint? What matters to you emotionally, as well as your physical being? And so taking that mission that we were given when it was created in the 70s and really making sure that we keep that thread and core in all that we do. And
evolving to what you all are today. So what sets Hosparus apart from other maybe similar styled hospice organizations?
Yeah, so I think one of the exciting things is that we realize healthcare is changing and the needs of our community is changing. So we can't just be the same organization we've always been. We have to figure out how are we going to meet the needs of the community. And so we've done some things by expanding beyond hospice to palliative care services. Not everybody who needs support or facing serious illness is medically eligible for hospice services, or maybe they're just not ready for hospice. How do we meet their needs? How do we support those individuals and their families? And so I think that's where we're taking that mission really upstream.
You mentioned mission a lot. So what are your thoughts on Hosparus being this mission-driven organization?
When you think about our organization being mission-driven, I think about us being a not-for-profit organization. And I think it's hard to pull those apart in my mind. When I was in business school, I remember hearing that if you work for a for-profit organization, your primary goal is to return value to the owners of that business. Whether that's the stock market, whether that's a sole proprietor, you're working for that individual and bringing value to them. In a not-for-profit, we're still bringing value to the owners of our organization. The difference is the owners of our organization is the community. So when we look at how are we going to take value and return it, we're looking at services and programs. How do we make care the best it can be as far as being responsive, quality, compassionate? And so I think that really is just the thread that kind of runs through what we do.
Of course, we're talking about this during the holiday season, right? To kind of talk about why it's important to support hospice this time of year. I think a lot of people, they want to help out this time of year. Why should viewers support hospice during this time?
You know, that's a great question. And I think it's one that you don't get an answer from Dave Cook. I'm not going to say you should support hospice because Dave Cook said so. It's because what we do is meaningful to you. It makes a difference. At some point in your life, someone you love, or maybe even yourself, are going to need support. And if that's important to you, the kind of support that we provide, then that's why you donate. That's why you support our mission and our organization.
And then how do these donations help support the future goals of hospice? Because I'm sure you're already looking ahead to what is next.
We are.
And how you can provide more services, different kinds of services.
Yeah, so, you know, when I said earlier, lots of things are changing and healthcare is changing. We think about, you know, in the 70s, we helped patients who had a single diagnosis. But because of advances in medicine, people are dealing with multiple conditions. And so we're able to live longer, but as we're living longer, we're dealing with more complex needs. And so how do we as an organization help those individuals who are facing these complex needs? And I think that's where we've got to broaden who we are We've got to think about meeting those needs that aren't necessarily fitting within a traditional hospice box. It's not that hospice isn't still very important and core to what we do, but as we meet the needs of our community, more and more people don't necessarily fit just in that box.
And for you all, what's so unique, not only just the patient, but their family, right? What are the other needs of the family as well, and just kind of to be that whole provider. A lot of people may be watching too, and I think this is a very passion-driven organization, and you have to be that special type of person to want to even be in this field, right? So I think there's lots of special people out there that may feel the call to work with you all.
Absolutely. You know, there are a lot of places that you can work in healthcare, and I think in healthcare, just people are called to healthcare because they want more than a paycheck. They want purpose, and finding that purpose, I think, is something that's really important for a lot of people who are in healthcare. Our organization is one of those places where if purpose really matters to you, we still have great pay and benefits. But if purpose matters to you and you want to feel good, if you want to get stopped in the grocery by that family that still knows you and says, you were so meaningful, you don't know how much you touched our lives and changed our lives, this is the kind of organization you want to work in.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for talking to us about what hospice means to you and what it means to this community. So if you would like to learn more about hospice, just head on over to hosparushealth.org.
Coming up, we're going to hear what makes Hosparus Health so special and how you can help. More Great Day Live from Hosparus Health after the break.